Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap video. So, if you saw my Instagram, obviously, I didn't trade Friday of last week and I didn't trade Monday or Tuesday of this week because I didn't see a setup and it wasn't high probability and I didn't want to take a stupid loss. But so far, the win streak's been great. We had the one loss of like $750 like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't even remember when it was, but it was a while ago. But I'm just gonna get into the recap. I'm gonna make it pretty short, but I'm gonna make this as in depth as I can and as specific as I can because there were a couple comments in specific that you guys couldn't really understand what I was doing, and I'm just gonna be a lot more specific and I'm gonna zoom in a lot better so you guys can see what I'm doing exactly. So to start things out, we're just gonna look up here, right? So let me zoom in so I could see both charts. Okay, so let's go to the 1 hour here. All right, so on the 1 hour time frame, what can we notice right here, right? So if we look here, 8 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. on the hourly chart. This is the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so this 8 a.m. candle, what do we do here? We come up and we sweep the 10 a.m. high. Okay, so we sweep that liquidity, run the buy stops. Cool. Now, if we look at the same exact candle on ES at 8 a.m., what do we have here? We have a divergence in SMT, right? Because ES does not run that high and NQ does. Simple as that, right? Cool. Okay, so we run the high, we have an SMT. Great. Now, what am I looking for? Obviously, if we have a bearish SMT and then we have a clear drawn liquidity lower, I want a short, right? Simple as that. So we have the SMT, I want to look for lower prices. Boom. That's really all I'm looking for. So hop back down to the 5 minute. This is the high that I marked, right? 8 a.m. So we get a run lower, right? Back into equilibrium of this range right here. Boom. Back to here in this area. Nothing very important, nothing super prominent yet. I still need more structure to play out, right? Let's go back to the 1 minute. Same exact spot, right? This should be zoomed in enough for you guys, all right? So this is the high that we SMT'd right here. We just get a random sell-off, back up, pretty much nothing until the opening of the 9:30 open right here. So this candle here, boom, we open, and we come down and take out this low here, right? If you notice as well, the same exact candle, right? We mark this low and the 9:30. We'll just mark the 9:32 because it's in the same proximity, right? So this low here and this low here. Let's look at ES2, right? Same low, boom. Mark the same low. Boom. Wow. Look at that. SMT. Bullish SMT. So obviously, if we're bearish, any bullish SMT that presents itself, I'm immediately going to ignore and assume that it's going to get ran through, all right? So that's what I'm thinking at this point, right? So we have that bullish SMT and that runs us back up into this gap here to run this high again, which then at 9:37 we create a down close candle, creating an order block. All right, so now at this point I'm not FOMOing, just shorting this big black ass candle off this low here. No, I'm waiting for a retrace of some sort, to tap the order block, maybe run this high here. I'm waiting for something. I need confirmation. I can't just enter off of one candle just displacing below a low. That doesn't make sense. Okay, your win rate's going to be like 30% if you do that. All right, so what I'm waiting for in specific is literally an SMT. So we had the high time from SMT. We had some decent move lower, right? We're getting some candles low. We're getting, some candles back up. But for the most part, we're going down we're going in the direction down, right? The down direction, whatever the hell you want to call it. So after seeing that high time from SMT and this kind of move lower, right? Small move back up, lower, small move back up, lower. What do we get here? Well, look at this. If you look at the 936 right here, we zoom in right here, this high and this high right here. Notice this high is not taken, right? And this high does not take that high. What do we notice? Oh, whoa, look, ES takes this high. Simple, right? So now we have a bearish SMT, all right? So boom, we run that high, we're at that high right there, and we fail to take this high there. So boom, now what am I waiting for? Well, do we have an inversion? Do we have a fair value gap? What do we have? What's on the left side of the chart that I could potentially use to frame a short down to my drawn liquidity? What? We have a fucking 1 minute gap right there. We can go on the 2 minute and see if there is a 2 minute gap. No, there is no 2 minute. So I'm staying on the 1 minute. Simple as that. Okay, what happens? We close through that gap at what time? 9:46. Right there. We close through the gap. Boom, right here. If you look at ES, same exact candle at 9:46. Sorry, not 9:36. 9:46. ES does the same exact thing. We close through it at the same time. So that means what? It's high probability. We have an SMT, lower time frame SMT. We have a higher time frame SMT reacting off a PD ray as well. If you look on the 30 minute as well, where are we at here? Fuck. 30 minute right here. See this gap here at 8:30? This 30 minute for value gap gets inversed at 10 a.m. So the 10 a.m. candle opens and this candle's already inversed. So what can I expect? I can expect the 10 a.m. to open, and if there's any room to move higher, we could have some sort of open, high, low, close to take out the sell side, right? So if we go back down to the 1 minute, okay, we inverse that at what time? 9:46. So if the next candle comes over, that's about, what is that? 13 minutes before the 10 a.m. open. So what happens? I hesitate a little bit there and I don't take it, unfortunately, which is fine, because I mean I kind of would have been chopped up a bit if I did, but regardless, it doesn't matter. That ends up closing through. We get a run lower right here, 9:50. The macro starts here. At this point, we're trading below every single low that we got, and I still want to see lower prices. Keep in mind, we had equal lows here, 818 and 820. This was the drawn liquidity I wanted to see after this inversion at 941. So after this gets closed through, boom, we sweep the equal lows, target one is hit. Now from here, I want to see if we can continue to displace through these equal lows, through this low, to potentially eventually target this low here, or are we going to sweep those equal lows, reject it, come back up to the inversion, retest it, and then seek to get a move back lower to my overall drawn liquidity, right? So what do? We trade back up into the inversion, boom, right here at 952. Reject, back up into it again at 954 to sweep out the 952 high. Boom, right back into the inversion. What happens now? Well, we trade up back into it again, right, at 959. The next candle that opens is the 10 a.m. open. So boom, we open, print a high. Now, assuming that all of this is balanced, from what I've seen, it makes sense that it is balanced, right? And on top of the fact, if you look here, 954, boom, 959. 954 high is taken by the 959. Look at the same exact thing on NQ. 954, 959. SMT. Guys, it doesn't get more simpler than this. I'm not even joking. Multiple SMTs. You're just watching order flow. That's it. We get the order flow. Boom. We get an SMT inside the inversion. Inside the inversion tap. And then boom. 10 a.m. opens right here. And what do we leave behind? A fair value gap. Wow. And what do? Okay, well, we leave this low that I initially marked out as the drawn liquidity. And also, if you look on the 5 minute, this rectangle is an order block, a bullish order block or demand zone, depending on what type of trader you are. So, boom, we get that fair value gap. I enter when it taps the fair value gap, and then I target the low. So, this was my trade right here. So we short. I was in there with my stops a little bit above the gap because I was not expecting it to get filled. And then I literally just targeted that low. It was like a 1 to 3. Simple as that. I risked like a couple $100 to make like 700 on 2 accounts. $1,400. That was it. It was really that simple. I wait for a high time frame key level to get met, which it was. We had the SMT on the high time frame. Waited for displacement. Identify the drawn liquidity. Scale down. Wait for order flow to match up with ES. Boom. Wait for an SMT on a low time frame. Take an inversion. Take a fair value gap. Whatever. Those are the main two that I like to take. IFEGs and a fair value gap if it makes sense towards drawn liquidity, right? That was pretty much all I took, guys. There really wasn't much else. I mean, we hit this key level. We ended up chopping around for, a solid hour and a half before we did get an SMT here with this low here and this low here. As you can see, ES created equal lows, which does mean since NQ did take this low and ES didn't, because ES created equal lows, that still means that ES didn't take the lows because they're equal. So that still counts as a valid SMT, at least for me, because I've seen that happen multiple times. So I'm not gonna not use it, you know. Literally, after we get that SMT, at the new hour, it's 11:05. So keep in mind, it's a new hourly candle, right? And a new 30-minute candle, and a new 5-minute, and a new 1-minute, right? All these different things. So we get that SMT. Wow, would you look at that? We get another inversion. Boom. Right up to what? This line right here is a 30-minute fair value gap, right? Boom. This line, right, where the fuck did it go? Okay, I guess I deleted it. But this right here, if I can move it, boom, right there. Right above midnight open, this gap right here. That's what I was targeting. So here, let me change the color of it so you can see it better. Boom, we'll change it to red. How about that? Boom. So now, let's say you longed right here after the SMT. This is all time distortion. You don't want to trade this, right? I mean, you could on like a 1 second, 5 second, but fuck that. So we get the close right here at 11:08. Boom, target the 30-minute gap. Simple scalp. Right? What else is up here? This high. Remember how this high was an SMT high? Well, guess what? A little gem for you guys if you don't know already. And if you stuck around for the whole video, you deserve this gem. An SMT whigh or low is going to be protected until the key level of the buy side or sell side or whatever you're looking at is hit. Once that key level is hit, you can expect that protected high that it was initially SMT'd to be a draw on liquidity, which in this case it was, right? We tap this 30-minute gap, reject slightly, right? Take out this low internally, come right back up to take out this high. Boom. You could even go to a higher time frame and see it's even more precise, right? 30-minute gap, SMT'd high. Also, you have a 5-minute devil's mark, which means all devil's mark is a wickless candle from the opening price. So if it just opens and dumps with no wick, it's going to get given a wick at some point, especially if a key level down here has already been hit. So that's exactly what happened. Key level hit, 30-minute gap tap finally. We start to get our run back higher. We inverse this on the 5-minute, retest it, tap the 5-minute again, retest previous day equilibrium, and then we end up running all these highs here. I'm assuming we'll probably end up running this high potentially, right? Tap this gap, come up, we'll see. I'm done for the day. I already took my trade. There's no more for me to take. So that was really it. I mean, just this short here. Well, technically this short right here, this short here, and then if you wanted to, you could have taken this long here as well. And then there was a long here as well after creating an SMT here inside this range as well. But yeah, obviously not the most high probability day. If you did take a loss today, obviously take the loss, come back tomorrow. It's not a huge deal. If you did take a win, that's great. Don't overtrade. Don't try to make more money. Don't try to lose more than you've lost already, or try to make back what you lost. That's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. But yeah, guys, that's really all I got. I hope this was a little bit better. Yeah, my monitor is just so freaking big. I can't, make the screen like smaller. I have another monitor, but I can't move it over to the other monitor, or else it's just gonna be weird. I'm just gonna be looking like this. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I made sense of this, and I was slow and I was concise. I wasn't really talking too fast. So please leave me feedback in the comments down below if this was better for you. If not, I promise the next video will be 10 times better than this one. Or any specific recommendations or requests or complaints that you have, please let me know. I'm open to criticism of any kind. I am, like I said, it doesn't matter to me. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, any complaints or criticism that you have, please leave them down below. So I'll leave you boys with that, and I will see you guys tomorrow.